So it is the beginning of the week. It is Monday, August the 2nd, and we have a whole bunch of different financial numbers and just basic numbers that have come in for eOne Entertainment and all of Hasbro's franchises through their movie and television properties. And right now, it is not looking good. I just will start with the non-Transformer stuff because it is kind of related in the bubble of our world. So the Snake Eyes G.I. Joe origin movie. Third time around, first movie didn't do well. Second movie, they tried again. They had Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, and I've said it many times on my streams. If you don't do well with a movie and it has The Rock in it in this day and age, something's wrong with your franchise. So they tried the third time around. Snake Eyes, they decided to kind of abandon the army element, go with more the ninja element that people love about G.I. Joe, at least within that world. And after pretty much a week and a half, we have only $13.3 million on an $88 million budget. And it's just slipping from there. It is not looking good. Chances are, very strong chance, unless something magically happens, which it probably won't historically with how movies work, this is going to be a bomb. This is going to be a big money loss for eOne Entertainment and Hasbro, and probably, dare I say, going to put an end to G.I. Joe having any kind of movie involvement in the future as a standalone thing. Who knows? Who knows? But it's not looking good. Definitely the worst selling of the bunch. Of course, you could blame it on not being able to have movie theaters done properly in the big world that we live in today with the big V. Could be, streaming services, just people aren't excited about that. Or dare I say, and I've said this on the stream, I love G.I. Joe, but I also recognize how a lot of other generations don't really care about it. It's a brand that I enjoy, but it's a brand that a lot of people, if they want their army stuff or ninja stuff, there's just so many other outlets for it from other generations of people. So that's the first thing I want to cover. The second thing is we got some insider reports on how Transformers War for Cybertron Kingdom did with Netflix. Now, Netflix doesn't really rely, per se, on any kind of revenue directly through their shows. They pretty much get the shows, and the shows, if anything, exist to be advertisements to decide if you want to keep your subscription service to Netflix or not. Or if you're someone who was on the fence of getting Netflix and knowing that there's a certain show that you want, now you would get it. So there isn't really ads or revenue or anything to be made from the War for Cybertron Kingdom show. But that being said, it is the first time of the trilogy that it was quickly pulled from the trending in both the United States, Canada, and the UK. For Transformers War for Cybertron Siege, when it debuted, it was trending for 4 days straight in the top 10 of all categories, not just animation or whatever. When we got to Earthrise, it was trending for 2 days, and it stayed on the anime category in the top 10 trending for about, I want to say, 3 or 4 days. It was different from the UK, Canada, and USA, but that's the general of it. Transformers War for Cybertron Kingdom was trending for 2 hours in the top 10 when it debuted at 3 a.m. in the United States, because that was when it went live. It then went back to trending a little bit for an hour during the early mornings of the East Coast in the United States and Canada, and it never went trending in the UK ever, and then it just was never trending again. It just quickly disappeared. So the interest in the War for Cybertron Kingdom one, how the trending thing works is pretty much how many eyeballs are on it, and depending on the category it's in, it could be top 10 overall, or it could be not top 10 overall, but within the anime category it could be. So that's pretty much how they measure that. And so it shows that out of the three, even though a lot of people probably enjoyed Kingdom more out of the three of them, the interest had already been lost and burned from the other two, that no one tuned in the third time around. So that also is kind of not looking good in a lot of ways. But, that's a whole other story. And then you combine that with the fact that now we have Rise of the Beast coming, and there's been a whole bunch of headaches going on with the delays and everything, and now it going from being a summer blockbuster release to potentially something during the holiday seasons. And holiday season released movies tend to have kind of a mixed reaction in terms of box office numbers. So usually that's why a lot of big budget movies try to aim for the summer, whether it be June or July, because they just know it does better. Look, think of any movie that ever did insane gangbuster numbers. It always was during the summer months, never during Christmas. So it's something where now people are worried because the delays with Rise of the Beast have happened, and that now pushes that movie, at least for the time being. This could change as of this recording, but it could change. But as of this recording, it's going to be happening in December of 2022. If delays happen more, maybe it might work out. If it gets delayed a little more, maybe summer of 2023, maybe that would work out for the best. But now even that's creating worries and confusion. So that's 3 things right now that could be potential big money losses or not performed as they had hoped for the Hasbro brands, and specifically the Transformer brand. Regardless if you like it or not. If you love the G.I. Joe movie, hey, that's great. That's fantastic. But the sales are the issue here, and that's really going to put a knife in the back of the old ninja here, because this is really bad. The numbers are really, really bad. Anyways, so that's just something I just wanted to talk about. I mean, it's just to give a little piece of what's happening in the future. So Rise of the Beast is pulled back. Kingdom didn't perform as well as it had hoped, regardless if you liked it or not. And what we have coming in the near future is that of the 2 little TV movies of Transformers Cyberverse. Hopefully those will be enjoyable. I liked Cyberverse, so I hope that there's some more continuation and content from that brand. And then, of course, there's the rumors of the more kid-friendly, family-based Autobot series that we heard rumors about, and, of course, the BotBot series. So I don't know how those are going to turn out, but that's a whole other kettle of fish to discuss when that's... I don't know. It's looking kind of wary. And, of course, we got stuff going on in the comics. The Beast Wars comic book is really doing really well with Josh Burcham, so that's at least I'm happy to hear about. The ongoing IDW series, the numbers have been kind of meh. We have a King Grimlock book coming. Comic book stuff, even if it is well written, the only thing that's kind of sad about it is a lot of them don't sell very well. And they just kind of get by the skin of their teeth in a lot of ways in a very shaky market. So we're going to see what happens. And I hope for the best. I mean, if one thing that we could say, the bread and butter of Transformers, and more than anything else, which is toys, that has been selling gangbusters. So at least Hasbro knows at the end of the day, if all the fictional properties aren't doing well, but at the core of it, the toys are selling well, then that's all that really matters. So let me know what you think. And man, that's a shame about Snake Eyes.